The disappearance of Victoria Winters has cast a pall over the great house at Collinwood. On this night, at the old house on the Collins estate, Barnabas Collins has been forced to agree to a diabolical plan in order to ensure Vicky's freedom. On the other side of Collinsport, in a house by the sea, a mysterious man named Nicholas Blair is ready to let Victoria Winters return to Collinwood, but not before he subjects her to a terrifying experience.
Admiring yourself again?
Why not? I have every reason to.
Do you?
Of course. All my plans are working out perfectly.
Barnabas has agreed to another experiment?
In return for Vicky's freedom.
He must love her very much.
Yes. And that must be most distressing to you. Just think, if he had ever loved you as much, you wouldn't be where you are today.
Nicholas, are you really planning to let Vicky go?
Well, of course I am.
How can you? She knows it was Adam who abducted her. She knows all about this house.
She knows about one room in this house, and by the time she leaves, she won't remember that. But come. You shall see for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Just look into the mirror and tell me what you see.
Only your reflection.
Keep looking.
Aren't you clever, Nicholas?
Yes. Now, actually, I'm not going to release Vicky. I'm going to allow her to escape.
To escape?
Yes, the poor child is frightened to death that she'll never be free again, but she is about to get the biggest surprise of her life. Watch.
What's she waiting for?
Now, don't be so impatient, Angelique. The poor girl is frightened. She doesn't know where she is or what's beyond that door.
This is her chance to escape. Why doesn't she take it?
Well, it may be her chance, but it's not quite her time.
What do you mean?
You'll see. Very soon. She's beginning to leave the room.
What are you planning to do to her, Nicholas?
I suggest you find yourself a hiding place, my dear, and watch. You might learn something by observing the master at work.
Was there ever a more conceited man than you?
One thing that can be said for me, my dear, that cannot be said for you. I never make the same mistake twice. Now, you'd better hurry. She's found the stairs. She may be here any moment.
Josette's music box.
Vicky. Vicky.
Who's calling me?
Don't you recognize my voice? But you must know where you are.
I've never been here before.
Of course you have, Vicky. Look around and see how familiar it is.
Where are you? Please let me go. Please.
You're free to go as soon as you tell me who I am and where you are.
But I don't know who you are, and I don't know where I am.
Then you will have to stay here until you do.
Please.
Think about it, Vicky. Look around and see how familiar everything looks. Think very carefully. Listen to Josette's music box.
Stop it! Stop it, please!
Now, tell me, in what place would you hear Josette's music box?
In the old house?
Of course. And that's where you are, isn't it?
No. I'm not in the old house.
Oh, you're not thinking hard enough. You're not remembering what happened. You left Collinwood to come to the old house to see me.
You're not Barnabas.
Think again, Vicky. You're in the old house, aren't you?
I don't know.
Yes, you do, Vicky. Now, try to cooperate, or I won't be able to help you. Do you know who I am yet?
I think so.
Who am I?
You're Barnabas.
Splendid, Vicky. Now, tell me, where are you?
In the old house.
And what will you do when you leave here?
I will go to Collinwood.
Why?
Because Jeff is waiting for me and I'm very late.
Well, then you'd better hurry, Vicky. You don't want Jeff to start worrying, do you?
No.
Quickly, then. Go to the door and open it and get back to Collinwood as fast as you can.
Back to Collinwood. Back to Collinwood.
Well, my dear?
You're sure she won't remember anything when she gets back to Collinwood?
I am positive the last 2 days she spent here will be a complete blank. And now, if you will excuse me.
Where are you going?
Well, I have another matter to attend to. I won't be late.
And what am I supposed to do? Just sit here and get bored waiting for you?
I couldn't have put it better myself.
Mr. Blair!
Good evening, Miss Evans. May I come in?
Please do.
I'm afraid I owe you an apology. Make that 2 apologies.
What for?
Well, first for barging in on you so late,
Oh, well, there's no need to apologize for that.
and the second for not getting back to you about your father's painting. I'm sure you began to think that my offer was insincere.
Well, to tell you the truth, Mr. Blair, I haven't given it that much thought.
I spent a lot of time at the hospital.
Ah, yes, with your fiancé. What was his name?
Joe Haskell.
Yes, of course. How is he?
Oh, he's completely recovered. The doctors are going to release him day after tomorrow.
Well, you must be very glad to hear that.
Yes, I am.
I still feel I should offer some explanation about the painting. You see, I've taken a house out by the sea.
Well, you're no longer at Collinwood?
No. I found a house that was ideal and discovered it was owned by the Collins family. Unfortunately, I could only rent it from them. They didn't want to sell it.
Money is one thing the Collins family doesn't need.
I know. I don't mean to rush you about the painting, but I do have a house now, and...
I understand. I promise you I'll give you an answer very soon.
Another unexpected visitor.
Apparently. Joe! Oh, what are you doing out of the hospital?
Well, it was quite a hassle, but I was making so much trouble for them.
Oh, Joe, this is Nicholas Blair. Joe Haskell.
How do you do, Miss Blair?
I'm very pleased to meet you, Mr. Haskell. Maggie has told me a great deal about you.
Oh.
Oh, Mr. Blair's been coming here to see some of Pop's paintings.
Yes, there's one in particular I've been trying to get her to sell me, but I'm afraid she's reluctant to part with it.
Joe, why didn't you give me a call to tell me you were leaving the hospital?
Why, yes, I could have driven Maggie to the hospital and picked you up.
I wanted it to be a surprise.
Well, you certainly did surprise her. If I'd known it was going to be such an occasion, I would have brought along a bottle of champagne.
Well, I have some sherry in the kitchen.
Splendid. I certainly think this occasion called for a drink, don't you, Maggie?
Yes, I'll be right back.
Well, you look remarkably well for a man who's just had a severe head injury.
Well, they tell me I have a hard head.
And a little bit of luck, I guess.
Yes, I've always had that, too, when I've needed it.
I'm sure you have. One doesn't come across young ladies like Maggie every day.
No, one doesn't. Tell me, what do you do, Mr. Blair?
Do?
Yeah, for a living.
Oh, yes, of course. Well, you might say I'm a consultant.
Oh, what kind of a consultant?
Well, I specialize in human relations.
That doesn't tell me very much.
Oh, no, it doesn't, does it?
Here we are.
While you were out in the kitchen, Maggie, Joe and I have been discussing his incredible good luck. Now, I should like to propose a toast to your future, Joe. May it bring you everything you deserve.
No. No, Sheriff, I won't be here when I hang up. Now, Miss Stoddard will. Yes, you can call her. No. I wouldn't do any good. Oh, I'm not going to get any sleep until I find her. I don't know. All right. Yeah, we'll be in touch.
Jeff,
Vicky,
I'm sorry if I kept you waiting.
are you all right?
Of course I'm all right.
Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God.
Jeff, what is this?
Well, I was afraid you might have been killed.
Killed?
What happened, Vicky? Where have you been?
You know where I've been. I went to the old house to see Barnabas. I told you I was going there before I left. Look, Jeff, I'm sorry if I stayed a little longer than I'd intended to.
A little longer. The sheriff, his deputies, everybody in this house, we've been looking for you for 2 days.
2 days? You must be joking.
Vicky, you've been missing for 2 days. Does that sound like some kind of a joke?
I don't believe it.
It's true.
Jeff, if I've been missing for 2 days, Don't you think I'd have remembered it?
I don't know. Vicky, you went to the old house to tell Barnabas about our engagement, didn't you?
Yes.
Weren't you wearing the ring I gave you?
Yes.
Well, where is it now?
It's gone.
Do you care for another drink, Mr. Blair?
No, it's getting late. I'd better be going. I'm sure you two would like to be alone. You will call me in a few days. About the painting, I mean.
Oh, yes, of course.
Thank you. Good night, Mr. Haskell.
Mr. Blair?
Good night, Maggie.
Good night. Well, isn't he a nice man? Isn't he?
Guess you'd know that better than I would.
What do you mean?
Well, I just met the man. Seems you've seen quite a lot of him.
Well, I don't know if I like the way you put that.
How else can I put it, Maggie? The way he was talking.
Well, I can't help the way he was talking. Mr. Blair and I have seen each other only to discuss Pop's paintings.
Look, how long ago did he show an interest in your father's paintings?
About 3 weeks.
Why didn't you tell me anything about him while I was in the hospital?
Well, I guess I just never thought of it. Look, I think that Mr. Blair is a very nice, very charming man, that's all.
Okay. That's all.
How are you, my dear?
How do you think I am?
You sound a trifle upset.
Stop it.
Oh, now tell Nicholas what's the matter.
You know very well what's the matter.
You feel confined here. You want to get out, meet new friends.
Well, why not? You get to go everywhere you want to go. Why can't I?
Well, if you behave yourself, I'm sure it can be arranged.
Nicholas, it's not too late. I could be back by dawn.
Not tonight, my dear.
Why not?
Because if I'm not mistaken, we may be having a visitor before the night is over.
Oh?
A handsome young gentleman by the name of Joe Haskell.
Maggie Evans' fiancé.
You know him?
I've met him.
Well, you're going to meet him again. Now, perhaps I'm wrong, and he won't come here tonight. Perhaps you will have to go out and seek him. But nevertheless, your next victim will be Joe Haskell.